We're ready.
All right. So again, welcome everybody. Thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. And I know Christmas is coming up and we all have so much to do, so I appreciate you guys taking your time out, but I promise this is going to be well worth it. My name is Samantha Lopez. I'm your All Ambassador Diamond, and on here we have Brittany Snavely. She's Triple Diamond, and we are interviewing the amazing Marisa Littlefield. She's a Ruby on her way to Ambassador. This girl's incredible. So I'm so excited to interview her. So, on our Hope Brokers page, we like to have contests and I love doing things like that because, I'm the kind of person that I need a little extra motivation. So I love contests personally. It pushes me. But also I love to, be a blessing. And so I love to help you guys out and by doing stuff like that. And so I started noticing the last few months, the contests we were doing, Marisa was getting like 1 million entries, like not exaggerating, guys. And so I'm like, 1 month, I think she signed like 14 loyal customers. The next month it was like 13. And I'm just like, girl, what? Like, am I miscounting something? What? And so she is just incredible at signing loyal customers, distributors. And so she is growing her business. And then I started seeing her journey, her weight loss journey, which is, oh my goodness, you guys are going to be amazed. It's so inspiring. And so I knew that I wanted to be able to interview her because I think so many of you, I know myself, are going to just benefit so greatly from hearing, like, how are you doing it? And what are you doing? And help us out. We want to do it too. So be sure that you have a pen and paper out handy. I have my phone. I'm going to be taking notes. You guys are all going to want to take notes because she's going to give a great tips on how to sign those customers, how to sign distributors, and all that good stuff. So Marisa, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
You're amazing. Welcome. I'm so excited. So the first thing we're going to ask you tonight is tell us about you, your background, and then how you decided to jump into It Works.
Okay. So I am so excited to be here, guys. I'm excited that y'all joined me. And it has been a crazy journey. It really has. I'm Marisa Littlefield, and I joined It Works in July of this year. And can everybody hear me pretty good? And I'm interactive too, and I can read all the Zooms, and I can read y'all's messages, do it all. Okay, so I went Ruby in September, okay? And I remember this because it was my first disappointment, Sam. It was my first disappointment, Brittany. How many of y'all did not get the Ruby bonus? And y'all, you can do the chat. Do they know how to do the chat?
Yeah, so if you click chat, you can actually type in there. So if you have questions for Marisa, feel free. I want to throw in, Marisa, that I would not have gotten the Ruby. They didn't have it when I started, but I would not have gotten it, by the way, if they had. So I feel
So that was my first disappointment. But what I'm here to tell you, like, if you've done that personality test, I am a total red. So I am a go-getter. I am goal-oriented. When I don't meet that goal, I take it really difficult and really hard. And so I didn't make the Ruby bonus. So that was the first disappointment. But guess what? It was crazy because I reached out to Brittany. Brittany Snavely is amazing, amazing girl, amazing woman. And so I reached out to her and she's like, girl, who cares? You're going to go emerald. You're going to go diamond. You're going to go triple diamond. Like, this is it's not even a big deal. You will get bonuses in the future. And that was my aha moment. Like, from then on out, you know what? It's not about my time. It's about God's time. Like, I just need to let everything go. It is not about me anymore. God's going to promote me when he promotes me, and I'm going to be ready for it. And it's going to be on his time. So that is when I kept on going. It was like, okay, so I'll set these goals, but if I don't make it, it's okay. I'm going to be all right. So that is kind of, who I am and when I started. So I'm almost charted for Emerald. I have a couple more DTs to go. So I have, and the loyals, I help, as much as I can fill those boxes, fill those volume. So I'm almost charted for Emerald. I'm so excited. I know January is going to be huge for all of us. And so I am so excited.
Real quick, for those who are brand new on here, what does Ruby look like and what does Emerald look like?
So, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to hear it from you. Yeah.
Well, Ruby and Emerald, I know for you, for Brittany, and Brittany warned me. She said Ruby to Emerald is one of those hugest jumps. And so you got to stay motivated. I mean, you have the Ruby and you have 5 distributors and you're like, I don't know, are you like doubling it? Almost I'm almost tripling it. So it is a time consuming, and it also, it's something that I strive for though, and I'm almost there, and I just got to keep it going and still do what I do. And I'll explain a little bit later of what I do to get loyal customers and distributors, and I'm almost there and I'm ready to get charted. So how I joined Brittany. Okay, so she is on fire. This girl is posting all the time. I saw her Facebook and I was like, this girl's pretty interesting. I saw the raps and I was like, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, hey, can I try a rap? So personal messages, she came to me and I was like, yeah, let's do raps. Let's do the greens. And the first rap, I'll be honest, I didn't do it right. I mean, I didn't drink my water, and I was like, darn it. So I talked to Brittany and she's like, hey, did you drink your water? And I was like, snap, no, I didn't drink my water. Oh my God. So I drank water. So rap 2, 3, and 4, like my belly was going down. And I was like, okay, so this is banked. This is exciting. This is what I want. And I didn't even tell her that I was interested yet because my life was crazy. So she just kept on kind of, messaging me, how are you doing? She built that relationship. And so that was incredible.
So if you don't mind us asking, what did you do for a living? Like, what do you do?
Okay, so I'm a hospice nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hospice registered nurse, and I'll explain a little bit about that. I deal with death and dying on a daily basis. It could be extremely depressing at times, but it is also something that God wanted me to do. God pushed me to be this type of nurse so I could be with people before they pass away.
That's amazing.
And so this is something that she saw me posting a lot, and she saw how much I was away from my daughter, and she was watching that. And there was one time that I fell down the stairs with my 1-year-old little daughter. And I think that's when she kind of approached me and she messaged me. Think back to when you started to be a distributor, guys. Mm-hmm. Were you, did you see a post and were you like, oh my God, I'm going to be a distributor and, message this girl? For some of you, maybe, but for most of you, you were actually, something happened where that personalized message came to you and said, girl, I have you on my heart. You're going to do this with me. And that's what Brittany did. And it's something that I prayed for because I knew I needed more money. And it was something that I prayed for, but I was like, God, that's what you had for me. I was like, darn, I thought I was like going to win the lotto or something, like something else. But I'm not a salesperson. I never had sales experience. And so it was something. And then quick, I prayed that night and I joined. She had like a little party going on. It was hilarious. She had a little party going on and she's like, come join the party or whatever on Facebook. And I was like, I joined. And she's like, oh, okay. She thought I joined the party like on Facebook. No, I was like, girl, I joined. Like, I'm with you. And she's like, oh my God. So from then on,
real quick, I want to interject. Like,
yeah, go for it.
I think it's so fun because, like, I know, we can sometimes, like, if we see somebody that, like, they're professional at their job, an RN or something, it can be a little intimidating. Like, you start to think, well, they probably don't need it. So, Brittany, I'd love to even hear, like, what gave you the courage to be like, you know what, I don't care, I'm going to message her.
So, funny story, Marisa and I do not know each other. And we are not really sure how we connected on Facebook.
It's so funny.
I just really liked her personality. I mean, you guys, if you follow her on Facebook, she's very fun to follow. I mean, she's just lots of energy, lots of joy. And that was something that attracted me. You know, I was like, I want her on my team because I love her enthusiasm and I think she would be amazing at this. And just hearing her heart, even, you know, when she would share on Facebook that, she, you know, she had a hard time leaving her daughter and stuff. And I get that. A lot of us get that, you know, because we've had to do that too. And so I just started building that relationship with her. You know, I can't really remember, but I don't think I was just like, hey, you should join this business with me. But I, you know, cultivated that friendship with her first because I genuinely get to know her more. So yeah.
And that's awesome, girl. You built that relationship, and so I was totally for it. So that's how I joined, guys. So she took some time on me though. She knew what she wanted though. I know she was gonna approach me one day. I was just scared to do it. So I'm excited. I'm excited I did. So that's how I joined.
I love it.
So Marisa, tell us, you know, everybody has their why for this business, and it can definitely, you know, over time it transitions to different things, and maybe your why for starting has transitioned to something else now. But tell us, what was your why for starting and what's your why even now?
Okay, so I have 3 whys. Like I explained before, I am extremely personal, and I lay it all out on Facebook. I mean, you see my posts. I am constantly telling people personal things. Like I tell them my weight, guys, and it's because I want them to join this journey. So I've shared 2 of my whys, but I've never shared the 3rd why, not even with you, Brittany. So this will be exciting, and it's something that I'm glad I got to, you know, share with y'all. So my first why, like, you know, hospice nurse, I was working 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Then I would work. So Wednesday, 8 to 5, right? Then I would get on at 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. on call. I was breastfeeding at the time and I had to leave my little girl. And that was a moment I'm like, God, am I choosing work over my baby? I mean, it was an eye opener. And so these are the things that I knew that, you know, my baby girl, she's going to be 2 in January. So she's so important to me. And I felt like, you know, almost a failure, like a mother. And I'm sure most of us have to, you know, we have our work and we keep on going. So seeing your posts, Brittany, and seeing you being able to be with your children, that became my why. And then I can't leave out my husband. And I'm going to definitely show you some pictures right now because I just want to show you who I'm talking about. So I don't know if you could see, but that's Kaylee, Jean, and that's Brandon. And my husband is incredible. He's like a trooper. He's like my personal model, but adorable. My personal little model. And then I throw a wrap and I'm like, hey, put broccoli in your mouth. Like, let's do this. Let's make this happen. So he is somebody that I was missing too. My family. That was one of my biggest whys. I mean, he is my best friend. And so one big thing with him, I mean, I'll just explain some of our relationship because he's like wanting the numbers. How are you doing with your business? Let's see how much you're making. I mean, like hardcore, right? And so there's times that we were like, you know what, baby, just wait. I got this. And so it's really awesome with him, but he has been my shoulder and he's been my bigger supporter now. And he's just all on board. I'll give you an example why he's all on board. He, I think I told him to go do the kitchen, wash dishes. And I guess I was nagging him like any wife, whatever, right? So and he goes, can you just like make like greens and go? And I go, oh my God, like you're rude. Like that was super rude. Can you make like greens and go? I mean, I know y'all are on mute though, and I see like little chuckles because I have this screen, but I was like, he's totally on board. He made a little "it works" joke. I mean, that's adorable. So I want to be home with them. That's my why. That was the first why. My second we'll talk about a little bit later, but my second why was my health. After my pregnancy, I gained 35 pounds in 1 year. Like, yes, it's possible. I was super starving, and I'll tell you why I was starving, but I gained 35 pounds in 1 year, and something spoke to me, God spoke to me, and it was like, you are going to have this weight loss journey, and you're going to share it with the world, and you're going to make money. So I was like, oh snap, okay, let's do this. Like, I'm on board, let's do this. So that was my second why, because your health is important. God gave you one body, so we got to take care of it, okay? So that was my second. The third is something that I've never really shared with. And some of you that have me on Facebook, y'all might know what I went through. In 2014, I became pregnant, and I got hyperemesis gravidarum. So it is in 1% of pregnancies. And basically what it is uncontrollable nausea and vomiting. So I was vomiting. This isn't morning sickness, guys. I was vomiting 20 to 40 times in 1 day.
Wow.
Depleted of my electrolytes. My organs were failing. I mean, I was fighting for my baby girl. I was fighting for my life. I'm a big advocate of pro-life. I'm a big advocate to keep my child. And so I was going to fight no matter what happened. No matter if, God wanted the baby here and not me, I was going to keep on going. So with all this happening, I wasn't able to work. I worked some of my pregnancy, but for most of it, I couldn't. So when I talked to my husband and I talked to my doctor, she said that it may happen, it will happen again. Probably 99.9% chance that I will get hyperemesis again. And so for a mother who is planning, and I'm getting emotional, I'm sorry, for a mother who's planning for 2 or 3 children, to hear that, and it got to the point where, think of your worst stomach flu, okay, and then times it by 100, you know how it's going to go away in a couple of days. This never went away. It lasted for 9 months, all the way postpartum, 10 hours. Wow. So I was vomiting. And so I knew that me and my husband sat down, and he goes, okay, in order to pay the mortgage and to pay the bills and to do everything, you are going to have to make it in this business. And I said, you know what? That is going to be the only way. I'm going to have to make it. Like, I'm going to have to make this work. And so I that was my instant why. That was my goal. And even if I can't do hyperemesis again, because there was a time that I got depression where I even contemplated suicide. I mean, it was so bad, guys, and I'm not over exaggerating. I don't know if I can do it again. So in that case, if I can't do it again, I need to adopt. I need money to adopt. So this is my why, and this is what's driving me. And I wanted to kind of share it with y'all, because I've never been open about that before. And I haven't shared it on Facebook before, or shared it even with my mom. So just wanted to tell you what's driving me right now, and what's making me like, okay, let your whys drive you. And I want to leave you with this, with the whole whys. Write down your whys. I write them down on a piece of paper, okay? And I pray over them. You don't have to pray over them nightly, but I do on a weekly basis. I write down my whys, and y'all have dream boards, and just pray over them, and just, put your blessing and ask God, please, if this is your will, Lord, please make this happen. So those are my whys, guys.
That's so good. Wow.
It's been crazy, girl. It's been crazy, but it's a drive. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important to have that why in front of you at all times, because it's what's going to keep you going. It's what's going to push you. So why did you join this business? Like, get down, get deep. Pam Sauter was even sharing the other day, like, just sit down with your journal or a piece of paper and start, okay, why did I do this? Why did I join? Because every single one of you on here, you joined for a reason. So start writing it down and get deep. Not just, I joined so I could go get my nails done. Like, no, but why did you want to? Oh, and just let it go deeper and deeper until you have, like, they say the why that makes you cry, the thing that's going to push you, when you feel like giving up, because it's a business. It's not going to always be easy, but it will be worth it. So the next thing that I want to ask you now, So we're, you know, I've been seeing you, like, you signed up so many customers. It's crazy. You know, like I said, like 1 month it was like 15, 1 month it was like 13, like it's just double digits, like all the time. And it's consistent. So girl, how do you do this? You know, I'm the steps to success girl. So I'm like, you know, I got my 3 DTs and my 4 LCs and, but you're just crushing it. So how are you doing this? We all want to know.
Okay, so it's mindset first. Some of these you can write down, but I'm going to do a little bit more later that you can write down. But it is all about your team and how you build your team, and it's your mindset. So first off, stop making excuses. This is ultimately your business, so stop blaming others, okay, guys? You're blessed to have this business. So, you know, when your child is sick, when a death happens, we don't have to be 100% all the time. We don't have to call our boss and say, hey, we're not coming in. So that is a blessing in itself. Take advantage of that. But when something does happen, get back up. Don't quit, rest, and get back up. I had my grandparents pass away. I took a break. I, you know, had that time with my family, and then I got back up because I know my why, and it's going to drive me, and I'm going to do this. So that's something you can think of. And also stop spreading negativity in your teams. I hear a lot of my team isn't doing their part. You know, I hear that a lot. And what I want to say to that is use that opportunity to motivate them and to encourage them. Be an example. If you're saying I post on a daily basis, if you're saying message on a daily basis, you better be doing it yourself. Mm-hmm. Okay, so make sure that you are motivating them by doing it with an example. If some of your team has not done so well, like they're not bringing in loyals or something's going on, you never know what they're going through personal. Reach out to them. So one thing is like, hey girl, would it be helpful if I give you a couple sample messages or a couple sample posts for you? And then that can start the conversation and go from there. And stop letting no's affect you. I get no's all the freaking time. People don't think I get no's. I get them all the time, you guys. I will get 30, 40 no's in a row. But you know what I say? I'm like, you know what? The next one's going to be a yes. The next one's going to be a yes. And so get excited. When I get a loyal, I don't know about you, but I'm like, yes, like, oh my God, like it's the first loyal ever that I've ever gotten. I get so stoked when I get a loyal. And so feel that energy and keep it going. When you get somebody, get excited about it, be proud of it. The other thing is stay plugged in. Y'all always say it. I mean, Rachel, Brittany, everybody says it. Samantha, you say it. And that is like when we are messaging you and we have you like on Facebook and we're like, hey guys, you know, join the Zoom, or hey guys, how's it going on Messenger? Join in our conversation. We don't want to just hear ourselves. Like, join in our conversation. We want to see what questions you have for us. So those are some tips also. Now, and then also it's just like gas. You're like going and you're getting your gas filled, you know, or you go to church and you get your spiritual on. Well, this is the same thing. This is our business. And so you got to get that gas and you got to get filled with that energy. The other thing is you're doing all of this, right? Your DTs, they become like in the witness protection program. I swear, like they're just like gone. And you're like, dude, are you like okay? Are you alive? And then you'll see them like on Facebook, like living it up, you know, with their drink. And you're like, well, obviously they're still good. Well, for those people that are gone, that quit, and that aren't coming back, all you do is you replace them. You don't chase them. You replace them. And I know y'all put that before in statuses, and that kind of helped me. Like, it's nothing that I did because I'm trying to help you. If they don't want it, they don't have that drive, and it's okay. Let it go. And I swear it will better your team. It will better your team if you just go on and go to the next, right? So these are where you need your paper and pen. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do, guys, okay? When I get loyals, and I try to get loyals, I'm doing like 14, 15 loyals a month, and I strive for that, okay? So posting 3 to 4 times a day. I know you hear us say it. Let's do it. Don't be shy. It's consistency, okay? So you got to do your post. Do you need that extra energy in your life? And you're like, so glad I had my thermofit, or I started my day off with greens, and like, do your green selfie. I mean, make it fun. About to go into a meeting. I hope I took, I'm glad I took my chill pill, and there's confianza. So this is stuff that you engage, and they love personal selfies and personal products. They love that. And stop the one thing with giving, doing your post and stuff. Stop wondering what other people are thinking. Just do your posts. Stop being afraid of what they're thinking with your post, and just keep it going. Posting, number 2, posting is not asking, okay? So when you post, you are not asking them. So in a daily basis, when I work, what I do is I message 10 to 20 people a day, okay? So those are new people or follow-ups. And then when I don't work, I go all out, okay? So I'm messaging like 30, 40 people, and I'm just like happy if I get one, because then it will be all worth it. And when you message them, personalize it, make sure that you are personalizing that message, and that you're not just like, oh, hey, you want to try Fat Fighters right now? Like, personalize it. Go into their Facebook, see what they're going through, and build the relationship. The next thing is I do raffles. And so, Samantha, you're awesome at going live and doing the raffle. And that gave me an idea. I was like, you know what? I could do this for my Royals. Okay, so when a week comes that it's going to be super slow, like Christmas, this week, I knew it was going to be super slow because they have stuff going on. So I was like, if you want to join before December, blah, 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 you'll be entered in a raffle for a free wrap. And, it's, if you have that extra free wrap, go for it and tell your team about it and be like, hey, you want to get your potentials in this raffle? So, and people love raffles. I mean, like, I watch the raffles, and my dad messaged me and he's like, oh my God, your raffle was so cute. And I was like, Dad, why are you watching me? Like, you're not even in the raffle. Like, what are you doing? So, I mean, it's just, he's like, but it's contagious. You're contagious. And so I'm like, oh, that's sweet, Dad. So anyways, those are things to kind of keep going. Another one is use your social media to your own advantage. Be more personal with your post. Let your customer in, okay? So what they see on your Facebook, they're seeing they want to see a more positive you. Let's make it more positive. Let's engage them. Also, what I did before, Brittany, maybe Brittany saw this and was like able to see kind of my personality, was every night or every other night, I do an inspiring post that is not related to It Works at all. So I was doing this for years. A prayer, something encouraging, just so people can stay motivated. I mean, I started doing this, guys, because one time one person said, I was contemplating on killing myself. Like, your post really made me reach out to you. So when they told me that, and it was about 3 years ago, I was like, oh snap, like, I need to do this. I need to keep encouraging people, because that's what I want to do. I want to motivate them, and so they don't feel alone. I mean, that's an ugly feeling. I mean, that's something that I don't ever want to go through. I don't want anybody else to go through. So keep it personal, build relationships. If you are liking their posts, and if you're sharing them, and if you're commenting, they are seeing that you are watching them. And so that's something that you can continue to build. And the other thing is place weekly goals. Okay, so your product is all solita, like, it's just there. It's just a little product, right? And it's on the shelf. And if you're not doing anything, it's gonna stay there. If you're not doing anything, if you're not posting, if you're just like, hey, hopefully they'll come to me, they know I sell. Well, maybe they didn't see your message or your comment from your post from like a week ago. They're not gonna remember that. So consistency. You have 4 to sell. And there's something that you need to do, I mean, get those people, tag them, you know, get them excited, message them. And I have examples of what I say. Now, these are some things that I can say to my loyals. So message or a call to a family, here's what I say. I'm so excited about my business. We have incredible products. In order to reach a huge goal, I need your help. Would you be willing to try out a product for me for 90 days at my discount? That's like something like a personal message or a phone call asking your family member. How about a Facebook message? Katie, I'm sure you have seen my post. Did you want to try ThermoFit and Fat Fighters? There is a sale for $49 for both. Are you interested? Question mark. Those are like question marks at the end. That's a big deal, because then it's like, it kind of makes you feel like you have to answer, right, Samantha? Do you leave like the question mark? Like you have to make sure that you answer. So, and then urgency is key. What I do is, how I get them to do it right at that point, I'm like, girl, I'm signing right now. It only takes me 3 minutes. This is the stuff I need. And we have a loyal customer program. And this is what I put for the loyal customer program, that they never say no. You know, some people will say, well, I don't want to do it for 3 months. I've never had one person say no to me. So this is what I send. All that means is you can get any product you want for 3 months. It can be the same or you can mix it up. And I give them an example. And I put January, Fat Fighters, February, ThermoFit, March, and then I put wraps. So that is an example. It's a visual that they can mix it up, that they don't have to get the same thing over and over again, or if they want to do it, they can. But and I leave it open. Which one are you interested in? So that's an example of how to get your loyals. And you say, all I need is this. And that's what I put. I mean, y'all who've put the order in for them, that's pretty simple. And it's super fast. And you wouldn't believe, like, they just answer like right that second, like, give me a second and I'll get my card. And I'm like, yay, like, I'm so excited. So those are some things that I go after, and how I'm signing them, literally, like that is what I'm sending them. And one thing that I do, I want to talk a little bit about, and then I'm going to let somebody else talk about parties, because girl, I bring my friends over and then they try the wrap, but I'm not good at parties. So I'll let like Brittany talk about parties or something. But blitzing, if you see me blitz, I have wrapped somebody at the Starbucks. Oh yeah, I'm like, we're gonna wrap, and she saw my bracelet and she's like, I've always wanted to try it. I'm like, really? How bad? Because I got a wrap right now. And she's like, no way. I go, do you have $25? Yeah. Like, I can wrap you right now. And so I bring her into the restroom, wrapped her. And I mean, it paid for my coffee. It was freaking awesome. I was like, I could do this. And then the personality, when you see somebody infectious, their personality is just like blooming. That is usually my waitresses. They're awesome. I blitz them. I have my cards on them, blitz them, say, oh my God, your personality is awesome. I want you on my team. Have you heard of It Works? And, you know, some of them say, yeah, I heard. I'm actually a distributor. Like, that just happened to me like a month ago. And I'm like, dang, if I would have done this a little bit later, that would have been my runner. So those are some things that you can do. And Brittany or Samantha, you want to talk about parties? Because I'm not very good at parties.
Well, I actually have a question for you that I want to kind of tail off of what we're talking about as far as customers. You are really good at retaining customers. So talk to us a little bit about when your customers hit their 3-month mark. What does that look like for you? How do you approach them to keep them going and keep them ordering past that?
Okay, so when they reach their mark, I basically, what I do is I stay engaged, and I have this on a monthly basis. You see December, and I have their name, and I have their day of the week that their auto shipment is, and then I go into my e-suite, and I keep this with me. And about 2 weeks prior to their auto shipment, I am constantly engaged in saying, like, okay, you got Fat Fighters last month, right? What about you just get Thermofit and greens, and girl, you have the whole triple threat. And that's how I upsell. So I know what they got, and then I upsell from there, and I keep it going like that. Another thing is, like, if they got Fat Fighters, I want a little something more with the BV because I need to make my 400 GB on a lot of my boxes. I'm like, hey, have you heard of our wraps? Like, this is incredible, and this is what it does. So upsell them. When they're after their 3 month, you have to go after them. When they have BOGOs, go after them and say, hey, I have this incredible deal. Can you do this? Here's another thing, guys. Send thank you cards. When they're done with their 3 month, I send a thank you card. I have gotten 3 or 4 loyals back from just, saying, thank you so much for being a loyal. And I hope think of me in the future. Be professional about it. And I've got them coming back. And then especially right now, when your new year starts, reach all those loyals and go after them, okay? Those loyal customers that haven't been buying, they're gonna wanna buy in the new year. They're gonna wanna start this. So that is something that you can totally do and you can go after. And I have a few things too that I wanted to say about distributors and the ADBV auto shipment and keeping it simple, okay, right? So people are like, my distributors too, my team, they're kind of like scared to mention the ADBV auto shipment. And I have this way of doing it. And it's not tricky because it's true. It's so true. So when you're explaining the ADBV, you say you will become your own loyal customer. So you are going to be ordering monthly. And I say this allows you to have products on you, and it also allows you to be an example and use your personal testimony. So they kind of hear it out like that, and like I go, this is the best way to build your business too. Being a product of the product is the way to build your business. And so if you personally, as a distributor, one of you, if you're frustrated with the ADBV, I mean, we have our 150 PBV, which is awesome. But if you're frustrated with it, just remember, if you can't be your own loyal customer, then how do you expect somebody else to be? Mm-hmm. So keep it going, and just know that you still stay committed and motivated, and you'll be able to grow your customers that way. Is anybody having trouble with distributors? I get excuses, so I wanted to share you some excuses that I get, and that's pretty much all of us. And Ashley St. Clair actually helped me with this. So excuses: I don't have the money. Okay, so this is what you say. This is when you want your pen and paper. These are pretty good. A year from now, you will be in the same spot if you don't change it now. If you want this, we can figure something out together. Okay, so this is saying, hey, I'm gonna help you, let's do this. And I've helped people with yard sale. Like I helped somebody with a yard sale so they can get it. And I've also helped and said, hey, can you like babysit and maybe we can figure this out. And then the other thing I did was a loyal customer, not a loyal customer, a wrap. I said, I will purchase one of your wraps when you get it. And then you just need 3 more people to commit and purchase one of the wraps, and then you get your 100 back. And so those are some things that you could say. I'm not a good salesperson. Like, how many of us hear that? That's totally, I hear that all the time, right? Good, I don't want you to be. I just need you to use the product and tell people about it. That's all I say. If you ever see like a great movie, you're like pumped about it and you want to share, that's all I want you to do, is basically what I tell them. And then here's another one. I'm too busy. We were busy too. Now we can spend more time with family. That was the whole purpose, was to free my time. You have to start somewhere. Okay, so that one was really important to me because I was extremely busy. Here's another one with I'm too busy. Awesome. That's exactly why I'm asking you. I want to work with busy people who can quickly spread the word and grow the business faster. I go to nursing homes with my job, and I think I told you, Brittany, like I just go and I talk to them, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll buy. And I'm like, oh, thank God I asked them. Thank God I, opened that business. Distributor follow-up is very much key, because you'll have somebody say, I'm all in, awesome, I'll start. And then like they fall off the face of the earth and you're like, where the heck did they go? Like, I've been waiting for you, girl. What's going on? So this is what you could say. Hey girl, you've been on my heart. What's been preventing you from starting? And leave it question mark and just wait for the answer. Another one, hey girl, you ready to do this or what? And it's just like to the point, hey, you're ready, I'm ready, let's get this going. And then a follow-up for your loyals is, hey girl, not trying to bother you. You said you were interested in the wraps. I'm excited for you. Are you ready to do this? And if you hear all of my questions, they are left with a question mark. And so those are loyal customers, distributors, those are excuses, that you have. And so hopefully some of those can help you. Does that kind of answer your question a little bit? Awesome.
That's so good. Wow. And it would be amazing. I was trying to take notes as quick as I could, but I think I missed a couple. So if you would by any chance be willing to share some of these and, maybe post in Hope Brokers,
Yes.
would be awesome.
Yes, I said them fast because I know, like it's, the time and everything, but I'll do a post and I'll write them all out. Amazing. And hopefully you're recording this. So like come back and write them down and stay engaged. But those are some things that I use, and it's definitely helping. And it's something that I'm proud of though, because you got to be excited about it. And if you're not excited, they're not going to want to join you. So hopefully I'll be able to write those down and then give y'all some of those on a little post or something.
I think that's awesome. Okay, so my little guy. I wanted to ask you now about your weight loss journey because it's so incredible. So I'm actually going to share your results really quick with everyone. Because
oh boy,
amazing. Okay, guys, look at this.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do all that, girl. What are you doing?
So oh my gosh, that's amazing, right, guys? And so, okay, tell us how much weight you lost in the time period.
Okay, so those are my embarrassing pictures.
They're amazing.
But you know what? They are what got me where I am and where I've gotten. I did, okay, so you see the beginning. This is 5 months process. I have lost, in 5 months, I have lost 40 pounds. And that is of this Tuesday, like I finally reached. And I shared my weight with everybody, so might as well share it here. I started at 238 pounds. And as you see, it's all in my belly. A lot of it is. And something that I didn't feel proud of. And I knew that I needed to get healthy. So the bottom is where I am now, and that was taken about 2 weeks ago. So I am currently 198, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the 100s. I mean, if you see Biggest Loser, you're just like, they call it Wonderland or something like that. So I have a long way to go. But you know my story about vomiting. So what happened was I was vomiting, right? Didn't eat for like 10 months, couldn't keep anything down. And then all of a sudden I was able to eat, and I was like, oh my God, give me food, Chinese, whatever. So I gained 35 pounds in 1 year. And so my journey starts, and I have to lose 80 to 90 pounds to be in a good weight range. So I use this, and if you don't think that these products work, you are totally wrong. And if you're not excited about them and you think you're like, hey, try Fat Fighters, and like you're not showing any excitement, they work. What you're doing is changing lives, guys. You're changing lives. So the triple threat, Fat Fighters, ThermoFit, and Greens on the Go. Those are what I do, and I'll even tell you how I use them. Greens on the Go, I use 1 in the morning, and that gives me energy, gives me my veggies and fruit intake. And then I do ThermoFit I used to do it twice a week, and now, twice a day, and now I'm just down to one time a day at 10 a.m. every day. And I have a little alarm that goes off to remind me. And then I do my fat fighters. The fat fighters, my heaviest meal is my dinner. So I do 2 fat fighters 30 minutes before my heaviest meal. In the beginning, I wasn't even really changing my diet. I'll be honest. It was okay, but it wasn't anything special. So I was like, okay, if I need to get more results and I need to do this, I'm going to jumpstart it. So I started eating healthier. I started going back to the gym, and it just really, really, I pictured myself, and I'm like, I'm in a health and wellness program. Like, I'm in a health and wellness business. I need to not talk the talk, but girl, I need to walk the walk. So I was like motivated. I'm like, I'm going to do this. And I think that encouragement, just seeing everybody excited for me, I think that was like the best of it. And I want people to have what I have, I want them to be able to experience this. So your weight loss journey, it doesn't even have to be, if you have bad skin, or if you have, anxiety, or you have hair loss, be an example. And it is super hard. I mean, you showed the pictures, because I show them on my Facebook. That's hard to do, guys. It is super hard, but you're trying to better yourself, right? So show those, be more personal with it, and you will get more results. That's my secret. Like, how I get more people, be a product of the product. Use that ADBV auto shipment and use it for your benefit. Like, really do the products. That's all you have to do. Do the products and become an example. So I'm excited. I think I've set myself for 80 pounds lost, and I'm halfway there.
So amazing.
Like, oh my God.
I'm so proud of you. It's so true. You have to be a product of the product. You have to fall in love with the product. So I want to challenge you, if you haven't done that yet, start. Start January 1st, do a 90-day challenge, whether it's with the facial line, or maybe hair, skin, and nails. If you're trying to grow your hair out, do a before picture and start the challenge. Or it might be, greens. Like, just pick a product that you love that's going to help you meet whatever goal you have, whether it's like Marisa was saying, whether it's stress or growing your hair or weight loss, like whatever it is, start a challenge. Maybe you're already fit, so why not try doing some wraps while working out and seeing like those extra muscles popping out, So I just want to encourage everybody on here, start your own 90-day challenge, be a product of the product, because you have to fall in love with what we have. Like, we have life-changing products. I mean, look what they've done for her. They've done for so many others. So we really have our hands on some gold here, and we really have the power to change lives. But if you haven't realized it yet, it's probably because you're not using the products correctly, or else you'd be madly in love with them. So yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. Wow.
That's awesome. Well, Marisa, so anybody who follows you on Facebook knows how much you love the Lord, and that He is an important aspect in this business. And so will you share with us kind of His role in your life in this business, and kind of what He's done for you and the vision that He's given you for this business?
He's my everything. So I prayed for something special, and I prayed for something that I can help motivate, and God answered me, and it wasn't in the way that I thought. I mean, I really did not think I was going to be this salesperson and like showing people my belly fat and like losing weight and doing all this and experiencing this with people. But I prayed, and He answered me. And I know that, with getting free time too, I don't know if I mentioned, I work Monday through Thursday now. I think I mentioned that. Monday through Thursday now only. And so I was on call Wednesdays, and I was able to join my Christian group with my women and go on a retreat. And it was that moment where I'm like, Lord, you had this plan all along. You wanted me to minister to others because you wanted to free my time so I can give it back to you, Lord. So basically, and you don't even have to be religious, but I give him all the glory, and I pray on a daily basis. And this is what we're called to do. So what I kind of wanted to leave y'all with was, you need to remain loving. You need to remain caring, compassionate. Your heart must be humble. And you are ultimately helping others, and you are helping others with these products, and you have to believe in these products. And you can do this with God by your side. I know that keeps me motivated. Just like any job, you need to put in the work though. So be motivated, but know that you are not going to just magically, oh, God just like blesses you and you're like a millionaire. No, it doesn't happen like that. It is all going to be on his time. And I am ready. I'm so ready to go emerald. But I also, what I feel like I have is, I am a ruby with an ambassador mind. Like, I am ready to get this. And if you have that mindset and you pray about it, God's going to bless you. And so I am incredibly blessed. And Brittany, I just have to mention your husband. And his posts, they're amazing, Brittany. I mean, he's so humble, and he is just really a man of God, and your family is your family is just incredible. And so keep inspiring like that. And you guys, this is definitely, if you don't have Brittany on Facebook or you don't have her husband, get them. I mean, they keep you motivated too. So I am so blessed to have all of y'all. And thank you for taking the time, especially during this Christmas and holiday season. Stay with your families. Ultimately, what it's all about is being home with your family. And I'm so excited to almost get the chance to be there full time. I mean, one day I will. And so I'm pushing for it. And thank you so much for Zooming with me. I mean, this was incredible, an incredible feeling. Thank you so much, Samantha and Brittany.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. You're so inspiring. And I'm sure everybody was just taking notes and excited to go and start using the products. I know I've been doing this for 3.5 years, and I use our products regularly, but I haven't taken like before and after in a while, just because I use it regularly. And I honestly, seeing your results the other day, it even inspired me like to really be intentional about doing my own 90-day challenge, and I want to go beyond 90 days, but just to start my own where, I take a before picture and I'm more intentional about, working out and eating healthy. And so I'm sure others on here as well, but I want to have my own, it's been a while. I need my own new testimony. So you definitely inspire.
Go girl.
So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and unmute now, and I'll go ahead and stop the recording. But if anybody else has questions, feel free. So let me unmute everybody, and then I'll go ahead and stop the recording. Okay.